Welcome. Today I have something I'm going to read to you. For most of you, this might be very familiar, but I think it's a beautiful passage and definitely a beautiful reminder for a day when you don't have to be in that place, but sometimes a psalm like this will fit the spot perfectly if you're in those lower vibration places, more of those, and you're feeling more of those fear-based emotions. Could be guilt, fear, anxiety. I find this psalm is very assuring. I know that if you think it's just you're reading something, well, you're kind of always reading your negative thoughts. So, with that said, if you were even repeating a psalm like this, can you imagine how over time it would overpower even your dark negative thoughts, which aren't wrong, but aren't necessarily the truth either? You're just going through something. And I hope you've seen many times when you may have been in the dark and then a new beginning forms, a new light comes upon your life, a new season. So remember, if things are always temporary, you just kind of want to do your best to hold on when the whole world looks like it's shaking apart to you. If it's not that time for you now, it's still okay because you might have struggles with could be your family, any friendships or work. And if that starts to put a weight on your heart and in your mind, then I just want to assure you that this psalm is for you. Okay, so let's just get right into it. And today we're really just going to say, or even if it's me saying it, let's just focus on the first verse. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. But I will read the psalm to you now so you can see the beauty of it from beginning to end. And, it could be that you might even want to break it down as the verses into an affirmation per day. So today, let's say maybe your affirmation is, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. So here we go. Psalm 23, a psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies, and thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And that's the psalm. So when I think about the very first verse, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, who is the Lord? I mean, a shepherd we can recognize when it has its flock and it's looking out for it. And you could say, doesn't have to turn philosophical, doesn't mean the sheep or the lamb needs to know and recognize when we use the term God and Lord in our lives. But for all intents and purposes, the shepherd is a very big part of a sheep's livelihood. In fact, without a shepherd, the sheep is really open to any of the perils that are out there in nature, be it predator or just the wilds of the wilderness. So when we say the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, it must be very, very internally based, because any aspects or any thoughts or beliefs that we have of the Lord, I would hope are always going to be over and above anything that we can reduce into details by words about our circumstances around us. The Lord must be something greater than us in order to help us the way we need that help when we feel it. But we can see a shepherd with its flock, but where is this Lord? Well, I think Jesus really, really brought some light into our personal experience and our relationship to the Father, Abba. We're told that the kingdom of heaven is within us, and we know that we're all working for it outside of us. And it doesn't mean there's not joys in this journey, but heaven outside of us doesn't seem to be there. And when you think about it inside, well, I know I get it from meditation. A big part of that means that when I close my eyes, that's when really the true light comes in. I may not be able to explain that perfectly right now, but we do know that Jesus meditated as well. So he went through quite an ordeal, didn't he? I mean, for us to even know as an example, I'm not going to weigh in on what you feel personally. I'm grateful for Jesus, and I'm grateful for the history and the teachings that were left for us. So when I think about the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, and then I think about even the strength of the words and wisdom that Jesus shared with us. So everything about the Lord is within me. Now, I know I'm not going to control the weather. I know I'm not going to control the masses. I know if I wanted to, I mean, how much do I think about, I wish I would have had millions of dollars to take care of all my financial thoughts or burdens or whatever you want. And I'm sure a lot of us think about money that way. But I've also known that with a lot of money came a lot of problems too. I don't want to say money's a bad thing. I just want to say I hope whatever amount of money you have, you do the best with it. And I'm sure there's a lot of personal lessons you have to learn and apply in your daily life. But let's get out of the dark. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That pretty much means that if you take on a full-on aspect of that meaning, you're going to be okay. You may not know how, and that's okay, because a sheep, like the flock or the lamb or the whatever the shepherd has to look, they don't, they just maybe eat the grass, drink the water. They're not thinking about really anything else. Okay, so I want you to start to come into that place where the Lord is your shepherd and you shall not want. And remember, everything about the Lord is within you. You're not a god. Okay, I don't want to say that in a bad way. I don't want you to think that you're going to start controlling the weather or circumstances or people. That sounds a little bit more like witchcraft to me. But I want you to have respect for the fact that everything about the full mighty ocean is in a drop of its water. And if we're that beautiful drop of water, there's a lot of power within us to use to uplift things, to nourish things, to bring more light to our soul, thoughts, and to the world around us. Okay? So you put a light on top of a hill, not underneath anything, so it can shine. So that light is important. That light needs to be lit up within us with our eyes closed, meditation. But let's get back to why I even read you Psalm 23 today. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. So if your Lord is out there, it's only out there because you think it's out there. But it's very much in there too. Peace and love. This is episode 13. I hope to see you again too. And if you have any thoughts about this psalm, please share. I really, really want to know what you think. And thank you for being here. It's very easy to subscribe. So if you like what I'm doing, please do so. Thank you very much. Peace and love as always. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. The Lord is your shepherd. You shall not want. Later.